You see them everywhere. The riders who look like they were carved from stone and born in a wind tunnel. The ones with the flawless gear, the effortless lean angle, the throttle hand that seems connected directly to their soul. They move through traffic like water, a perfect fusion of man and machine. But behind that polished visor is a secret they'll never share. A truth that separates the gods from the ghosts. True mastery on two wheels isn't measured in horsepower or top speed. It's measured in moments of heart-stopping, ice-in-your-veins clarity. It's a wisdom paid for in the brutal currency of near misses, forged in the fires of mistakes that haunt you in the dead of night. This isn't about the rule book they give you at the DMV. This is the graduate course in survival, the unspoken doctrine that separates the riders who grow old from the riders who become cautionary tales. Today, we break the code of silence. Before we unlock these secrets that distinguish legends from statistics, do me a favor. If you believe riding is a craft to be honed, not just a hobby to be had, then hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. This channel is the debriefing room for riders who refuse to be just another helmet in the crowd, who know the real education begins where the pavement gets unpredictable. You will not want to miss what we have in store. Now, let's get to the real commandments of the road. Number 1, the 2-second ambush. The light flicks to green. Your world narrows. The engine is thrumming. Every nerve ending is screaming a single word: launch. The car behind you is already a looming presence in your mirrors. But the seasoned rider knows this entire scene is a lie. It's a trap. The first 2 to 3 seconds of a green light are the most dangerous patch of asphalt in any city. You aren't just entering an intersection. You're stepping onto a battlefield where the last war is still being fought. You are at the mercy of every single driver who saw their yellow light as a personal challenge and the red light as a mere suggestion. They are hurtling through, hidden from your view by the box truck in the opposite lane, their momentum an unstoppable force of physics. The novice rider sees open road and goes for the glory. The veteran rider sees a baited hook. They treat the green light not as a go signal, but as a be advised warning. They take one deliberate second, a full, calming breath. Then, the ceremony of survival. A sharp, disciplined scan. Left, right, left again. You're no longer looking for cars. You are hunting for commitment, for the vector of a vehicle that has already decided not to stop. You are the point man, the scout at the front line. To act like a drag racer here is to volunteer as the first casualty. The rule is absolute. Green means assess, then proceed. Let the steel cage next to you be the one to discover the red light gambler. That single second of patience has never been the cause of an accident, but its absence has ended thousands of riding careers. Number 2, the road's veto power. The corner is the heart and soul of riding. It's the poetry, the dance. But the road is a cruel and fickle partner. It doesn't care about your apex, your body position, or your hero blob photos. You commit, leaning into a perfect sublime arc, and then you see it. A slick of diesel fuel rainbows on the pavement, a carpet of loose gravel, or the road's most vicious lie, a decreasing radius turn that tightens like a noose. The amateur panics. Target fixation kicks in. Their eyes lock onto the hazard, their body goes rigid, and they make one of 2 fatal errors. They chop the throttle and low side, or they grab the front brake in a panic, standing the bike up and firing it like a missile into the oncoming lane or the guardrail. They believe they made a pact with the corner that cannot be broken. They are catastrophically wrong. The veteran knows that every corner entry is a negotiation, and you always hold the power of veto. You are always allowed to say no. If the situation sours, you initiate the eject sequence. It isn't elegant, it won't earn you style points, but it will get you home. The drill is your lifeline. Smoothly and deliberately, stand the bike up to reclaim your traction patch. Apply both brakes with a firm, progressive, and confident squeeze. Look and steer toward your safest possible exit, even if that exit is a dirt shoulder or a grassy field. You kill your speed, you reset the engagement, you live to take the next corner. Your ego might be bruised, but your bones will be intact. The rule is this: your plan for every corner must include a plan to abandon it. Treat every turn as a deal, and never be afraid to walk away from a bad one. Number 3. Your ego is a treacherous passenger. You're out on a group ride. The tempo increases. The rider ahead, maybe someone you want to impress, starts pulling away. Their lines a little cleaner, their exits a little faster. And then you hear it. That little voice in your helmet, whispering poison. He's not that much faster. Don't let him drop you. You can take this next one just as hard. Show them. This voice is not your ally. It is the siren's call, luring you onto the rocks. Riding past your own skill and comfort level to keep up with another person is the single most common and lethal trap in motorcycling. The truly skilled rider operates within their own bubble of competence. They understand that their skills are not static. They are affected by fatigue, by stress, by the sandwich they had for lunch. They feel zero shame in rolling off the throttle, giving a wave and letting the faster rider disappear. They know the real victory isn't arriving first, it's arriving at all. This isn't just for group rides. When you're alone, your body talks to you. Are your shoulders tense? Your inputs getting jerky? Is your focus drifting? The rookie grits his teeth and pushes on, telling himself, just a few more miles. The veteran listens. The veteran pulls over. A 5-minute break, a splash of water, a quick stretch. This isn't weakness. It's a strategic reset. They know that deep fatigue is as impairing as a shot of whiskey. The rule is non-negotiable. You ride against the road and yourself, never against another rider. And when your own body or mind requests a ceasefire, you grant it. The most courageous thing a rider can do is admit they need to stop. Number 4. The autopilot trap. What is the most dangerous road in the world for you? It's not some treacherous mountain pass in the Alps. It's not a legendary ribbon of asphalt in the Smoky Mountains. It's the road you ride every day. The commute to work. The 5-mile trip to the gym. The route you know so well you could ride it blindfolded. This is where the assassin of complacency lives. When a route is memorized, your brain, in an effort to be efficient, goes on autopilot. You stop seeing. You stop processing. You stop anticipating. You're operating on a script. You expect the silver minivan to turn right at the usual intersection, so you don't truly see it when, today, the driver is on their phone and sails straight through. You assume the side street is empty because it's always empty at 7:30 a.m., so you miss the Amazon van blowing the stop sign. The smart rider wages a conscious war against this mental laziness. They force active awareness, especially on home turf. They develop a habit. They pretend it's the first time, every time. They actively narrate the threats inside their helmet. Blue Prius on the left, driver is looking down. Pothole after this intersection. Pedestrian with headphones, unpredictable. It sounds absurd, but it keeps the analytical part of your brain firing on all cylinders. The rule: familiarity breeds complacency, and complacency is a killer. Treat your daily ride with the same hypervigilance you'd give an unfamiliar, rain-slicked mountain road. Number 5. The art of the progressive squeeze. To a non-rider, brakes are a switch. You pull the lever, you stop. This thinking is a death sentence. Your brakes are not a switch. They are a nuanced, sensitive instrument for manipulating physics. The novice rider, faced with a sudden obstacle, grabs a fistful of front brake. The forks dive violently. The bike's geometry is thrown into chaos, all the weight pitches forward, and the rear tire goes light as a feather. The front tire, now overloaded, is moments away from locking up and tucking under. Or, they're terrified of the powerful front brake and stomp on the rear, which has vastly less stopping power and is incredibly easy to lock, initiating a wild, uncontrollable skid. The smart rider has made braking a language they speak fluently. They know the front brake is their workhorse, providing up to 80% of their stopping power, but it must be courted, not commanded. They squeeze it progressively, like a handshake, feeling the weight transfer forward, feeling the forks compress, feeling the tire bite into the road. They use the rear brake not as a primary stopper, but as a stabilizing rudder, a tool to settle the chassis before turn-in, or to gently bleed off speed without disturbing the bike's composure. They go to an empty parking lot and practice emergency stops until the coordinated action of hand and foot is pure, unthinking muscle memory. The rule is this: don't just use your brakes, become one with them. Master the art of the progressive squeeze and the delicate dance between front and rear. Your brakes aren't for stopping. They're for controlling your destiny. Number 6. The getaway mindset. You arrive at your destination, a crowded parking lot. The average rider sees an open spot, points the bike's nose in, kicks the stand down, and walks off. It's simple. It's how you park a car. It's also a tactical blunder. Picture this. You return to your bike, and a giant SUV has parked 6 inches from your rear tire, pinning you in. Or a sudden storm rolls in, and you need to leave, now. But you're facing a wall, forced to wrestle a 500-pound machine backward on loose gravel, paddling awkwardly while cars whip past you. The smart rider is a getaway driver. They always park for the exit. Whenever humanly possible, they back the bike into the parking space. That extra 15 seconds of effort buys them a simple, unobstructed, straight-line exit. They are always pointed towards freedom. They also analyze the spot itself. Is it on a slight decline, where the bike could roll forward and off its stand? Is there a dark stain of oil or coolant right where their foot will go? Are they parked on the edge of a lane where a distracted driver is likely to cut the corner and clip them? They think about the end of the ride before it's even over. The rule: never park yourself into a problem. Your ride is not complete until the bike is secured in a position that makes your next departure safe and immediate. Number 7. The illusion of invisibility. Let's finally put to rest one of the most dangerous myths in motorcycling. Loud pipes save lives. It's a comforting phrase. It feels true. And it's a lie you can't afford to believe. While a roaring exhaust might alert someone you're directly beside or behind, to rely on it as your primary shield is a fatal miscalculation. The smart rider knows the physics. First, modern cars are engineered as sensory deprivation chambers. The driver is insulated by glass and steel, lost in an audiobook, insulated by the drone of their own engine. Your thundering exhaust is, at best, a vague, non-directional noise they will filter out as part of the urban soundscape. Second, and far more critically, sound projects primarily backward. The driver in front of you, the one who is about to make a left turn directly into your path, will not hear you until it is far too late. The noise provides no useful information about your speed or location. The smart rider may enjoy the sound of their machine, but they place zero faith in it. Their survival strategy is built on sight and position, not sound. They wear high-visibility gear. They use their lane position to be seen. They operate under the core assumption that to every other vehicle on the road, they are a silent, invisible ghost. The noise is a potential bonus, never the plan. The rule: ride as if you make no sound and cannot be seen. Your visibility, achieved through gear and strategy, is the only armor that truly matters. Number 8. Trust the odometer, not the oracle. You're out in the countryside. Your fuel gauge is reading just under half a tank. Miles to go. You confidently ride past a small-town gas station, aiming for a bigger one down the road. 30 miles later, the engine coughs, sputters, and dies. You are now a pedestrian. Why? Because most motorcycle fuel gauges are optimistic, uncalibrated liars. They are simple devices, easily fooled by the bike's lean angle, by acceleration and deceleration, and they are famously non-linear. The needle will cling to full for the first 80 miles, then drop from half to empty in the blink of an eye. The rookie trusts this fickle needle. The veteran trusts hard math. They know their motorcycle's actual real-world miles per gallon. At every single fill-up, they reset their trip meter. It is a ritual as ingrained as checking their tire pressure. If they know their bike gets 150 miles to a tank, they start actively looking for fuel at 120 miles, regardless of what the lying gauge says. The gauge is a suggestion. The trip meter is gospel. The rule: your trip meter is your only true fuel gauge. Know your number, reset it every time, and respect it. Number 9. Your second skin is your second brain. Everyone says you wear gear for the crash. This is true, but it's the least important reason. The smart rider knows that gear's primary function is to preserve their focus. Riding a motorcycle is an act of intense, prolonged concentration. Being constantly battered by a 70-mile-per-hour wind is physically and mentally draining. Being baked by the sun or frozen by the cold saps your energy and your decision-making ability. Being stung by a bee on your neck or smacked by a piece of flying gravel is a violent, painful distraction. Proper gear, a good helmet, jacket, pants, gloves, and even earplugs, is not just body armor. It's an environmental suit. It creates a personal cocoon that manages your body's resources. It defeats the wind, reducing fatigue. It regulates your temperature, preventing heat exhaustion or shivering. It blocks out the constant, low-level assaults that chip away at your concentration. A comfortable, protected rider is a focused rider. A focused rider is a safe rider. The rider who is cold, sunburnt, and flinching from debris is already halfway to an accident. The rule: wear all the gear, all the time, not just to survive the crash, but to prevent the crash from ever happening. Number 10. The final, fragile link. Look at your drive chain. It appears to be a thick, brutal piece of industrial hardware. In reality, it is the most sensitive and critically important component of your entire drivetrain, and it is the most frequently abused. A chain that is too loose will slap and whip, creating a jerky, unsettling ride, and rapidly destroying your sprockets. In the worst-case scenario, it can jump off the sprocket entirely, locking your rear wheel at highway speed or punching a catastrophic hole in your engine case. But a chain that is too tight is even more dangerous. It creates immense, constant stress on the output shaft, bearing inside your transmission and on your wheel bearings. It fights your suspension, preventing it from moving freely and turning your ride harsh and unpredictable. And eventually, something will give. The smart rider is obsessed with their chain. They know the exact slack specification from their manual, and they check it with a ruler, not a guess. They clean and lubricate it with care, understanding that a pressure washer will destroy the delicate O-rings that hold the grease inside. They know that a clean, perfectly tensioned, and well-lubricated chain is the secret to a bike that feels smooth, responsive, and, above all, safe. The rule: your chain is the pulse of your motorcycle. Understand it, respect it, and maintain it with mechanical sympathy. Its health is a direct reflection of your own. These aren't just tips. They are a philosophy. To ride a motorcycle at the highest level has nothing to do with being fearless and everything to do with being intelligent. It is a discipline of observation, of anticipation, of profound respect for the physics at play. The wisest riders are always the most humble, because they know, deep in their bones, that the road is the ultimate teacher, and every single ride is another lesson. Now, I want to hear from you. What is the unwritten rule you live by? What piece of hard-won wisdom do you want to add to this library? Drop it in the comments below. Let's build a resource that can't be found in any owner's manual. If this resonated with you, give this video a like, and be sure you are subscribed. The road is long, and our education is never finished. Stay sharp, ride forever.